In the US, the median income is $74,580 for a household and $54,132 per year for an individual. However, these figures may not hold the same weight across states. For example, $74,580 in California, where the average home value is around $746,000, is significantly different from Indiana, where a home is valued at approximately $230,000. Clearly, your purchasing power can vary considerably depending on where you live. In today's video, we'll be looking at how much you need to live comfortably in every state. However, do note that these figures are for single workers only, so if you have a family, expect these figures to go higher. For today's list, we'll be going for the most expensive to the least. Number 50. Hawaii. Hawaii takes the lead as the most expensive state. According to Go Banking Rates, the average person needs over 6 figures to live comfortably there. Specifically, $112,411. This is expected, given that the average home value in Hawaii is $830,193, which is approximately $483,000 higher than the national average of around $347,000. Number 49. Massachusetts. Despite Massachusetts being deemed one of the top states in the US for factors like the economy, healthcare, and education, not everyone can afford to live there. In fact, a single worker requires just under 6 figures, specifically $87,909 to have a comfortable lifestyle. Number 48. California. I introduced California earlier in this video, so it's probably not shocking to find it on the list. That pleasant weather and scenic beauty come with a price tag. The average person requires $80,013 just to meet essential needs like food, housing, and base savings here. Number 47. New York. As per Wallet Hub, New York bears the highest tax burden nationwide. This, among other factors, contributes to the significantly high cost of living in the Empire State, where the average person requires an annual income of $73,226. Number 46. Alaska. Alaska unexpectedly tops the list due to its high living costs, surpassing the national average in groceries, utilities, housing, transportation, and healthcare. To live comfortably in Alaska, you need at least $71,570 annually. Number 45. Maryland. Maryland, like some other states, exceeds the US average on living costs. Across various metrics such as housing, utilities, and groceries, the average required salary is $67,915. Number 44. Vermont. Vermont's picturesque fall foliage has its price. To live comfortably in Vermont, you need $65,923 annually, which is approximately $10,000 more than the median single earner in the US. 43. Oregon. Oregon requires an annual total of $65,763 for comfortable living. Despite being the 11th lowest in tax rates and having an average home value slightly above the national average, higher expenses in groceries, healthcare, and transportation contribute to this figure. Number 42. Washington. In Washington, with a cost of living index at 115.7 compared to the national average of 100 and no state income tax, residents require approximately $65,640 annually to meet their expenses. The state's thriving tech industry and elevated housing costs, particularly in places like Seattle, likely contribute to this amount. Number 41. New Jersey. New Jersey, known as one of the best states for families, demands above average salaries for a comfortable life, with individuals requiring $64,463 annually. The impact of high property taxes and housing costs contributes to this figure. Number 40. Connecticut, known for its scenic blend of rural areas and small cities, requires an annual salary of $63,078 for comfortable living. High housing costs in specific areas, coupled with above-average expenses for healthcare and utilities, contribute to the elevated cost of living. Number 39. New Hampshire. New Hampshire boasts no state income tax, and it goes a step further with no sales tax. But a comfortable living in New Hampshire demands approximately $62,935 annually, due to higher expenses in everything from groceries to housing compared to other places. Number 38. Maine. Maine, known for its coastal towns and seafood, might seem like an affordable place due to its rural nature. However, Go Banking Rates indicates that a salary of $60,842 is needed for a comfortable life. The state's relatively high healthcare and utilities costs contribute to the overall living expenses. Number 37. Arizona. Arizona's distinctive desert landscapes comes with an annual living cost of $60,026. Factors such as housing costs and the rapid growth of cities like Phoenix and Tucson likely contribute significantly to this figure. Number 36. Rhode Island. Rhode Island, despite being the nation's smallest state, requires residents to have $59,936 annually for comfortable living. High housing costs, particularly in wealthy coastal areas like Newport, contribute to this figure. Number 35. Colorado. Colorado, renowned for its expensive ski resorts, also comes with a higher cost of living, about $59,218 annually. The state's high housing costs, especially in cities like Denver and Boulder, where the average home values are around $558,000 and $974,000 respectively, likely contribute to this requirement. Number 34. Nevada. Beyond Las Vegas, Nevada demands a higher than average income for a comfortable life, set at $58,580 according to Go Banking Rates. The state's elevated cost of living is shaped by above-average expenses in areas like utilities and transportation. Number 33. Idaho. Despite not being typically associated with a higher cost of living, Idaho requires an annual salary of about $58,634 for a comfortable life. While housing costs are below the national average, certain expenses like transportation and healthcare contribute to the overall higher income requirement. Number 32. Virginia. Virginia demands an annual salary of $57,293, potentially influenced by its proximity to Washington, D.C. and high housing costs in Northern Virginia, where prices are rising faster than the national average. Number 31. Montana. Home to parts of Yellowstone National Park and Glacier National Park, demands a slightly higher income than the national median for a comfortable life. To make a living in Big Sky Country, you'll need about $57,056 annually. Number 30. Florida. The cost of living varies widely depending on the location, from affordable small towns in the north to the billionaire enclave in Miami. On average, you need about $57,064 annually, which, all things considered, is quite reasonable. 29. Delaware. Delaware, known for its business-friendly environment, is also relatively affordable for individuals. Here, you only need about $2,000 more annually than the national median to get by, with a yearly salary of $56,571. Number 28. Utah. To live in Utah, renowned for skiing, national parks like Zion and Bryce Canyon, and a family-friendly atmosphere, an annual salary of $55,293 is required. The figure varies based on location, with cities like Salt Lake City having considerably higher housing costs. Number 27. Pennsylvania. We've arrived at the first state where the required income for comfortable living is below the national median, and that state is Pennsylvania. Here you need approximately $53,838 annually. Number 26. North Carolina. Recently featured in the news as one of the best places to live in the US, North Carolina's extensive marketing campaign aimed at attracting employers and workers seems to have merit when considering the comfortable living salary requirement is just $53,531 annually. Number 25. Wisconsin. Known for a significant part of the dairy industry and the birthplace of the first ice cream sundae, offers the metaphorical cherry on top with the low cost of living, requiring an annual amount of $53,122. Number 24. North Dakota. North Dakota, being one of the less densely populated states, is more affordable to live in. With an average home value of around $251,000, residents here only need about $52,807 annually, likely influenced by the lower population density. Number 23. South Carolina. With low housing prices in South Carolina, where the average home value is $287,000, which is below the national average, you can comfortably enjoy the state's scenic coastal areas and state parks with an annual salary of $52,222. Number 22. South Dakota. Known for landmarks like Mount Rushmore and the Badlands, requires an annual salary of $52,095. Housing is more affordable than the national average, and you can also find lower prices for groceries, utilities, transportation, and healthcare. Number 21. Minnesota. Minnesota, deemed one of the best states for its affordability and high quality of life, allows for a comfortable living on $51,668 annually. Well, as long as the cold doesn't bother you. Number 20. New Mexico. Residents require approximately $51,214 annually, with the figure varying based on factors like housing. While housing costs overall are below the national average, they can be higher in cities like Santa Fe. Number 19. Texas. Texas boasts an overall housing index around 16% lower than the national average. However, if you're considering Austin, where the average home value is approximately $533,000, it surpasses the national average. On the whole, you need about $50,497 for a comfortable living in the Lone Star State. Number 18. Ohio. You need approximately $4,000 less annually than the national median income to get by, totaling $50,157. What makes Ohio more affordable than other states isn't just one factor. It's a combination of lower housing costs, more affordable groceries, and transportation. Number 17. Louisiana. Renowned for its distinctive culture and cuisine, Louisiana boasts a cost of living index nearly 10% less than the national average. You only need about $50,087 annually to live comfortably, as per Go Banking rates. Number 16. Michigan. Michigan's largest city, the average home value is only $67,000. While this doesn't reflect the entire state, it could contribute to the fact that, on average, you only need $50,049 annually here. Number 15. Indiana. Ranking among the top 10 agricultural states, is largely rural, contributing to its cost of living index of only 91.1. Here, you can get by with $49,855 annually. Number 14. Wyoming. Famed for Yellowstone National Park and Grand Teton, offers the splendors of natural beauty at a low cost of living. Estimates suggest an individual needs a yearly salary of $49,666 to live comfortably here. Number 13. Illinois. Similar to other states on this list, Illinois comprises a mix of urban and rural areas, and your location within the state significantly impacts the required income. On average, you need $49,372. Number 12. Georgia. The leading producer of peanuts, pecans, and peaches has more to offer. With a cost of living index of 90.9, you can comfortably get by here on about $49,051. Number 11. Nebraska. A top agricultural state where farms and ranches cover 93% of the total land area, doesn't translate to high living costs. On the contrary, residents need about $49,009 annually. Number 10. Tennessee. The birthplace of country music and the Great Smoky Mountains, living in Tennessee requires $48,774 annually. However, in music hubs like Nashville, you may require even more. Number 9. Iowa. Unique as the only state with east and west borders mostly formed by rivers and the top corn producer in the nation, requires about $48,518 annually for comfortable living. Number 8. Missouri. Driving across Missouri, you'll encounter diverse landscapes, from major cities like St. Louis to rural areas like the Ozarks. With the 6th lowest cost of living index in the country, you only need about $47,771 annually for comfortable living. Number 7. West Virginia. After looking at the state with the 6th lowest cost of living index, it turns out West Virginia has the lowest, standing at 85.2. Here, everything from housing to groceries, transportation, and healthcare appears more affordable, resulting in a requirement of about $47,732 annually. Number 6. Kansas. Kansas, ranked among the top 20 places to live based on factors like the economy and overall quality of life, is also one of the most affordable. An individual needs $47,379 annually here. Number 5. Kentucky. Renowned for bourbon and horse racing, may now boast a new accolade, an affordable cost of living. With an overall cost of living index nearly 7% lower than the US average, the annual salary needed for comfort is only $47,318. Number 4. Arkansas. The leading producer of rice in the US, emerges as another major agricultural state offering affordability. Here, an annual income of about $47,111 is needed for comfortable living. Number 3. Alabama. A comfortable quality of life requires about $46,577 annually. This figure is likely influenced by lower housing costs in cities like Birmingham and Huntsville. Number 2. Oklahoma. In second place on our list is Oklahoma, where an estimated $46,024 a year is needed for a high-quality life, considerably less than the median income of a single person in the US, which is about $54,132. However, it's worth noting that safety and the quality of the state's education and healthcare may be somewhat lacking. Number 1. Mississippi. Taking the top spot on our list is Mississippi, boasting the lowest cost of living in the country, with a cost of living index at 86.7, over 13% lower than the national average. You need about $8,200 less than the average worker makes to live comfortably. In Mississippi, an annual income of $45,906 is sufficient, a significant contrast to the most expensive state, Hawaii, where $112,411 is needed. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to keep posted for more interesting content such as this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.